On March 21, 2026, the situation in the Middle East reached a critical point as Iranian missile strikes targeted the southern Israeli towns of Dimona and Arad. This aggressive action resulted in over 175 injuries, with the majority occurring in Arad where at least 64 people were reported hurt, and around 40 injuries in Dimona. The strikes were a significant escalation in the ongoing tension between Iran and Israel, raising alarms of a potential wider conflict. In response to the attacks, former President Donald Trump made a vehement statement, warning Iran that if they did not open the Strait of Hormuz, he would retaliate by targeting gas sources within Iran. This warning not only reflected the high stakes involved but also indicated the complicated web of global politics intertwining with the conflict. The Strait of Hormuz is a crucial waterway for global oil transport, and any disruptions could have far-reaching economic consequences. As the world awaited further developments, market analysts predicted that the news would influence trading dynamics significantly. Specifically, experts anticipated that the value of gold, often seen as a safe haven in times of uncertainty, would likely surge when markets opened the next day. The ZOST, which represents the price of gold against the US dollar, was expected to experience a notable increase due to the heightened geopolitical tensions and the potential for escalated conflict. Conversely, the oil market faced a different forecast. Some speculated that the ongoing crisis could lead to a temporary reduction in oil prices if Iran chose to open the Strait of Hormuz. This could provide a glimmer of relief to global markets that were already grappling with fluctuating energy prices. Traders kept a close eye on the situation, looking for signs of Iran's next move, as any decision they made could drastically shift market dynamics. The tensions surrounding the Iranian attacks and the subsequent political repercussions underscore the precarious nature of peace in the region. As nations around the world responded to the crisis, the threat of retaliation and further military action loomed large. The international community, particularly those heavily invested in oil and energy markets, watched closely as the situation developed. Amid these unfolding events, the humanitarian impact of the missile strikes became a focal point. The injured from Dimona and Arad required urgent medical attention, and emergency services mobilized quickly to respond to the incidents. The images of civilians affected by the violence highlighted the personal toll of the ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel, reminding everyone that behind political maneuvers lay real human suffering. As diplomatic dialogues remained distant, the future seemed uncertain for both nations involved, as well as for their allies. The threat of further military action became a haunting reality as communities held their breath, hoping for de-escalation while preparing for the worst. The world stood at a precipice, with the potential for conflict extending beyond the immediate area. With each passing moment, the stakes escalated. Markets braced for volatility, not just in commodities like oil and gold, but in broader economic indicators that could be affected by the ripple effects of military actions. Investors were caught in a whirlwind of uncertainty and calculation, trying to anticipate how geopolitical tensions would shape their financial landscapes. As March 22 dawned, all eyes were on Iran's next actions. Would they choose restraint or further aggression? The opening of the Strait of Hormuz could either signal a step towards diplomacy or could result in intensified military responses. The world was left to grapple with the profound implications of the conflict, both immediate and far-reaching. The upcoming days would be critical as the reactions unfolded, impacting not just local populations, but the global economy at large. The tension between Iran and Israel remained one of the most pressing issues, with consequences that extended well beyond their borders, influencing trade, security, and international relations.